Hey, so I just had a track come out on this ambient compilation. A bunch of ambient artists in Nashville, good friends of mine, and I had the honor of having the first track on the compilation. And I wanted to just go through the track a little bit and talk about how it came together. So here we have Ableton session, and this is the start of the track. These tracks were created in the School of Song course with Daniel LePatin, One of Tricks Point Never, and I really liked the tracks and thought they would work well for this compilation, but I needed to take two tracks and put them together basically. So I was thinking of a way into this compilation, and I thought that this first piece that I created for the course created a nice mood to a way in. So we've got this iPad app called Simplicity that I learned about from Matt Glassmeyer, who's also on this compilation. Old iOS app, and I just kind of fell in love with it for creating these tone clusters. So that combined with this recording of the cicadas, and it's just a palette cleanser from whatever you've been hearing in your day-to-day life. And now we're fading into the main body of the track. The second track you can see is Homework 3 from the class. And if you have headphones on, you can hear this is a binaural recording I made. You can hear birds, you can hear a little traffic in the background. And if you're familiar with Nashville, this is at Edwin Warner Park that I recorded this. One of my favorite parks in Nashville. And just so quietly, you can hear this synth coming in. And this is a J6 synth. That's a software emulation of the old Juno 6 hardware synthesizers. And so I used that synth a lot on this track. This track was actually started in Endless, is an app that I use, kind of a looping app that I've also fallen in love with and have used for years now. And it's great for just, being able to start tracks, and it's great to work with other people too, but I work alone in there a lot just to kind of get things looping and get some ideas, try out different things. So here we've made it into the kind of main section of this track. That J6 providing the lead melody. And I still love melodies in ambient music. So this section is using some kind of OPN cut-up techniques that he was discussing in the class. So I've resampled some different sections of this and cut it up. You can't see it in this. It's all done in the main session, but just creating this rhythmic element from pieces that are already here. And these other tracks that you see here, you're not actually hearing. These are all different versions. You can see my titles here, but this is the one that made it onto the album, Better Tweaks Plus Plus. So here I've dropped everything out, and you can hear that Synthicity pad coming in as a kind of mental, emotional construct of guiding you from section to section. So here we've fallen into this kind of darker, larger space. You can hear a piano, bass line. You can still hear those tone clusters as a kind of thought form, memory, and then these darker strings kind of coming up. providing a different context. It's my favorite part of this song, maybe. You can hear the birds again. The field recording goes throughout the whole track, and I like to use field recordings to kind of structure tracks as well. It's a very natural way to structure tracks. And in that field recording you hear now a plane crossing. And that acts as a transitional moment into this newer, brighter version of the same kind of harmonic and melodic content. But it's like the sun has come up in this version and you see it with a new perspective. Still using a lot of that same synthesizer, same voicings, but adding a new color to those motifs that we introduced earlier. And it's a nice flange there. If you're listening on headphones, you may have heard that. Sorry, I get kind of lost in it. To me, that is a space that is kind of eternal, never-ending in a way. That's why I chose to just fade it out and fade it into the sound of the field recording, because it never started, it never stops. You just have to listen for it. So, yeah, what an honor to be a part of this project, and so happy that it is finally out in the world. If you're ever in Nashville, come to one of the ambient events. Come grab a CD if there are any left. It is on Bandcamp. And also go to Edwin Warner Park and listen to the birds. But wherever you are, just keep listening.